heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet.
mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z.
Once again, this broadcast has been brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where reading fundamental. Also brought to you by bindedbooks.com, where treasures are bound. Be sure to get all of your teas at My Son's Teas, the tea of teas, divinely prepared at herbsofmyaunt.com. Be sure to check out all of those musical stylings by Brian Hicks Spade at bhspademusic.com. For your everyday items and religious regalia, be sure to check out morrishaberdasher.com. And for that everyday especial Morris drip, be sure to check out morsachi.com. And all of these companies are powered by ALO Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today.
No such thing as failure, baby. Don't forget who made you. You can't be thinking minor when you need to be thinking major. They made you think they saved you, but it can't nobody save you.
Peace, Nobles.
Failed something.
Peace. It played.
Okay.
We're good.
It's all good. It's all good. We're gonna get this show on the road. Peace and love, man. How everybody doing?
Outstanding.
Yes, sir. Malik, can we get our Moorish American prayer before we proceed, if you don't mind, my good brother?
Absolutely. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night, by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali, Amen, Ashay, Shalom Alakim, Ash'ar, Islamism, peace, 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 peace.
Peace, 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 peace. If y'all missed Adapt class yesterday, well, not Adapt class, but our book reading, I'm sorry. I went over a drip. I went over some history of Ramses III. It's a book called The Father of Ancient America. It was written in 1992 by R.A. Jerzeboy, and it argues significant ancient Egyptian influence on the development of civilization in Mexico, United States of America, proposing that Ramses III led an expedition to the Americas. So when you start researching biblical scripture, when they say it's not canon, you got to start asking yourself, who is Asenath and Joseph? And then you start looking at that bloodline of them children. And then you start seeing their son was Manasseh. And then you start seeing who Asenath's father was, Potiphar. And then you see the Nun tribe is Ephraim. I just gave you a little drip because it's all Egyptian science. They're not going to tell you this. Even if your dad a Freemason, he's not going to tell you this, but they know I'm telling the truth. All my European Masons, they know what I'm talking about because they're sons of Muslims. When they say you a coon, yeah, that's the Kundalini. Yes, that's the Kundalini. When we the snake people, you rising. Remember, in the beginning, the world was dark. See, this is the real science of it. When they say color don't matter, yes, it does. We're not being prejudiced or none of that. No, we're not doing that. But you have a rich culture, and you should be proud. And when we're going to talk about historically and biblically, it's just going to line up. It's just going to line up. When we talk about Ramses, one of Noah's sons, when I talk about you have to start researching words and synonyms and start tracing it. See, the real thing is the bloodline. When you start seeing biblical and historicalness, you'll be like, wait a minute. You'll start seeing this historicalness. So we're going to keep going through the drips. We're going to have a good day. Y'all feeling good today? I'm feeling great, man. You're going to learn something today. You're going to learn today. And I'm going to give I'm not a whole bunch, but I'm going to drop some books down. And if brothers want them, I keep telling people to give donations and you can get everything I talk about. That's why we lost, because nothing hidden. We're not introduced to it. It's not normal for us to study. It's normal for us to complain while others use this science and pull themselves up by their bootstraps. I try to teach this to the young people. How can the children be the future and the adults and what they being taught? It's the same stuff we've been taught. It's pseudoscience. It's slavery. It's black. And black, according to science and law, is silver mortis. Negro, black, and color, and African American are all synonymous to that. You know? You know what I mean? You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, hold on. Let's block this. Because, you know, on social media, we always going to have trolls and things, my brother said, take that troll off your page. I said, I got you. Hold on before we proceed. Hold on before we proceed.
That's that mentality.
Oh, we all right with that.
That's hide behind the screen. That's all.
We ain't even worried about no stuff like that. What do you say? Let him be on there for a minute before I can get his IP address. No, we ain't worried about that. We're not worried about that. Hold on. 1 second. One second. All right, we back. All right, he said next. I'm on my other system. My boy said next time, man, have me as your moderator. He's like, I'll get all the stupid stuff off your page. Islam. Okay, so now we're back to the history. Remember, words mean things, and nothing is hidden. Remember, I showed y'all that spelling bee a while ago of the young man spelled Nagas. Y'all remember that?
Yep.
We're gonna play it again and listen. Listen clearly for all the young students.
Negus. What is the language of origin?
Ethiopian to Amharic.
What is the definition?
A king. It's used as a title of the sovereign of Ethiopia. Negus.
Yes. Could you use it in a sentence?
The Negus ruled Ethiopia until the coup of 1974.
You already said the Negus ruled Ethiopia in the coup till 1974. You heard that, right?
It's used as a title.
Okay, let me go back a little bit.
Negus, 74.
Could you repeat the definition?
A king. It's used as a title of the sovereign of Ethiopia. Negus.
Negus.
And did you say the word loudly for the judges?
Negus.
One more time.
Negus.
Negus.
Negus. N-E-G-U-S, Negus.
So he spelled it right, right?
Correct.
So any young student should, I hope you hear this, when he asks for the root of the word, the origin for the word. Royalty from Ethiopia that ruled, not the way we say it, not the way it's misspelled. In the Bible, you're going to see this. Niger, they try to say Niger. You said
What
what?
year was that? 19 what? 67 or 76?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That wasn't that long ago.
Nope. You see? So we're gonna go through a couple more drips, and then I'm gonna break something down for you. Not gonna take long. This is what we do. We do this work here. We're not worried about what somebody said, man. I'm glad you don't even be worrying about trolls. Man, I'm too old for that. I ain't worried about nobody talking on the internet. It's meaningless.
And visited that continent before Europe ever heard of it. You can find a clear definition that is well known in this book put out by the Theosophical Society, identifying various terms.
So let me stop right there. I just sent y'all that book, the Theosophical Glossary. I just sent that to y'all not too long ago. I'm always going to send y'all references. That's why I said anybody talking about your brother, your teacher, your sensei, just like we all brothers of master students, I have it all because I've been introduced to the science. And there's nothing wrong with being initiated and anointed. It's just like Malik is initiating a young brother working out. It's practice. Just like if you was in martial arts, you're not going to skip goals. You say, oh, I see Malik with a black belt and I want one. No, you don't even know how to tie your white belt. You don't even know PI on one. You don't even know how to keep your room clean and you want a black belt. The first thing about martial arts is what? Discipline. And about what? Cleanliness. What? How to keep your uniform right, how to keep you right, how to eat right. You work on your body first. I tell any athlete, you got to get in shape to play basketball. You don't play basketball to get in shape. You got to get in shape first. That's it. That's why we call it strength and conditioning. Your mind, your body have to be conditioned. Why? When the stuff comes. So let's proceed.
You see it right on the screen. I'm going to tell you exactly what it means. Literally, serpent, the name in the Indian pantheon of the serpent or dragon spirits and the inhabitants of Patala, hell. These niggas are in hell. But Patala means antipodes and was the name given to America. Now, these are some niggas in hell in America, given to America by the ancients who knew and visited that continent before Europe ever heard of it. This term is probably akin to the Mexican nagals, and they have them as the gnats in Burma. And the esoteric term is represented by the dragon in China and Tibet. And it varies all countries all over the world. In South Central America, they're called negas or nagal. It's known all over the world. It's widespread. It's associated with cosmic forces, with celestial gods, with the constellations, with astrology. The nega, the serpent, is the identifying symbol of your ancestors because they never died and they had a way of proving it. All you have to do is look at the ancient ruins all over the world. The ancient temples, the ancient symbols of divinity from China to any place you go. Right here is the wisdom that was identified with wisdom and with death and rebirth and resurrection. They were identified with the resurrection of the dead, proving life.
I'm giving y'all, I sent y'all that book too. I give y'all all reference. It's the myths of death and rebirth and resurrection. Let's keep going.
After death, that's why the serpent is changed its skin. And it was a symbol that your ancestors live, die, and come back. And you could go to North, Central, or South America before the conquistadors came. These were the pyramid temples with the serpent, the nega outside. Now, step pyramids, the same principles used all over the world, you will find all over the world, and the serpent is present in each one of them. The nega. In all ancient traditions, in Asia, the nigger sits on a serpent, symbolized by the black man, the Africans of Asia, 7 cosmic forces protecting him. In Asia, and you will find the same principal teachings in ancient Egypt. If the Egyptologists would just evaluate this for a minute, they see it's the same people doing the same thing. Now the question arises, why does an immortal savior type figure arise among the Negro? And that is because the Negro doesn't realize this, but he has been conditioned to go to hell. He and most people on the planet Earth has been conditioned through Hellenism to go to hell. Or 7 raid.
I'm trying to speed it up for y'all.
Protection. He is a divine representation of cosmic forces, and those 7 serpents represent his divine mission. He does not come of his own. He's a manifestation of the cosmos. The serpents or the nega represent cosmic forces, which is at his command, which represent him as a divinity. He is the manifestation of the universe. That is the symbol of those serpents you see surrounding his head. In essence, the 7 serpents are cosmological, dealing with astrology, astrological representations of those forces of the cosmos that he represents. He is a universal monarch, a universal king, which he manifests and he shows evidence of. The black man of Asia, the original inhabitants of Asia. He is a human being of flesh and blood. He comes as a teacher, as a manifestation of God. His teachings are called the Dharma. He is called the Buddha, the intelligent one, the one who has achieved intelligence, or the genie, the conqueror. He comes to explain the laws of the universe.
So y'all see, so y'all caught that, right? Y'all caught that drip. You got more? I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more. And I'm gonna give you scholarship for any student or anybody saying something. They'll be like, well, can you give me reference? Can you give me scholarship? Absolutely. That's good. We're going to do that in a second.
So we see him as blue, but his name is...
Watch this. Listen to this drip.
The name itself means the black. Long before later histories, India and Egypt shared the same sacred form.
People argue about this for centuries. Meanwhile, the name is already telling you.
From India to Australia to Africa to the Americas, same judgment of dark skin ones, but also same strength.
People like to say it is not about the color of the skin, and they're right. But they stop too early. If it was not about color,
Dark skin would not receive so much hatred.
Naga, people think snakes too. No, that's a title, not animal. They were first people here, Aborigines, builders, the Naga serpent lords. In late war, soldiers from India go to Egypt. They see temples and say, this is Krishna. Same symbols, same proportions. You see, what you now call gods were once men who studied themselves very deeply. After that, people get confused, very religious confusion. History is not secret.
Why do you look so surprised? The name is black, the stone is black. He is the most colorful incarnation, but his core is the dark, stormy sky.
You see, in this existence, anything that is larger than your perception tends to be blue, like the ocean or the sky. He is the basis of all inclusiveness. So we see him as blue, but his name says he is the blackness of the void.
Now let me pause it. He said anything out of your minor proportion, they become blue. And I showed y'all that that Asenath, her father, Potiphar, they were blue skinned. That's the avatar. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I'm teaching.
People say Dravidian is a small story. No, very big story. We come from one confederation, Egypt, Sumer, Kush, same family, different addresses.
The Mahabharata speaks of sacred cities, divine dwellings, built beyond ordinary sight. These temples were never only stone. The Mahabharata is history.
So,
Above the clouds,
let me go back.
Very big story. We come from one confederation, Egypt, Sumer, Kush, same family, different addresses.
The Mahabharata speaks of sacred cities, divine dwellings, built beyond ordinary sight. These temples were never only stone. The Mahabharata is history, not myth.
In the old songs, they said chariots of light came down right here. Arjun was taken up like a spark of flame. And then, see that line of hills? That was not distance to them. That was the road.
they called it Nivata Kavach, the city that even the gods could not breach. It floated above the clouds like a crown of stone and light. But Arjun...
In the Mahabharata, Krishna is not only a man. He is described as moving between worlds, showing many forms.
Serpent is science. Later people forget the science, but keep the symbol. Then they say, why you want God so smart? Serpent means wisdom. That's why everyone copy it.
They forget Kali is Shamala, the dark one. Draupadi, the daughter of fire, the dark one. Kalabhairava.
They treat the dark-skinned as if we are the shadow. But Krishna was dark-skinned, a warrior who roamed through life with a smile.
Did you hear what he said, y'all? Krishna was dark-skinned. Look at the big snake. Krishna was dark-skinned. Krishna was dark-skinned. It literally means dark skin.
Synonymous with Kush.
Yep.
Egypt, Sumer, Kush, same family, different addresses. Look here. In this valley, big Ethiopian neighborhood.
The most powerful among us were born of the dark. Look at Draupadi, the daughter of fire, who was so dark-skinned she was called Krishna. She managed the wealth of a kingdom while being mocked.
The harm done to dark people around the world must be named so it can be healed. Love does not ignore pain. Love understands.
When you say it is only what is inside that matters, you try to hide the racism we receive in the streets. Krishna looked at the goal of dharma.
There is an old story of thieves who tried to attack a holy man. They saw two protectors, one dark and one fair, and were so awestruck by the dark one's beauty, they could not strike. Yet today, from India to America, they are mocked for his darkness. The same way dark people are mocked everywhere. It is truly the blackness of the storm. The truth is the dark. This is not Jesus. This is
So, now, in that drip, watch this, y'all. In that drip, as we close, because I told you I wasn't going to be long. For all my brothers and sisters that like to research, now I'm going to give you some peer-reviewed scholarly research to go with it. You know, because you know we get these trolls or we get these so-called people they be distraction. The truth has no sides. This is academia. I'm academia. So let's deal with it. I'm going to give you a couple source texts. If you don't, you might not even have time to write them all down, but my brothers that's connected to me, everyone can get it. So pick on some sources. Krishna and the Indic primary text, the Mahabharata, the critical edition, the Bori, cited for textual descriptions of Krishna and the Pandavas, Naga lineage, e.g. Arguna, Ulupi, and the color epithets used in context, dark, storm, cloud, imaginary. Simrad Bhagavatam, the Bhagavata Purana, the Bhagavad Purana, used for the etymology of Krishna and phrases like Nila Shayama, dark, blue, black, storm cloud, emphasizing cosmic symbolism tied to darkness. The Bhagavad Gita, reference to frame Krishna as a teacher of yoga, realization rather than an object of idol worship, supports the state, the title, the interpretation. The Krishna Upanishads, Upanishad, cited for cosmological imagery around Krishna and proximity to nature, divinity. The Brahma Purana, used for esoteric narratives about Krishna's birth and avatar symbolism. The Mahabharata unraveled Ami Gantrava, reference to rebuke later moral caricatures, you know what caricatures are, and restore agency to dark-skinned figures like the Draupads and Krishna, because in the beginning the world was dark. The Nagas, the Dravidians, and early Asia, ancient African presence in early Asia, frequently cited for a Dravidian Brahma narrative and early African present claims in Asia. Ancient Future by Dr. Wayne Chandler, used to connect Nagas, the serpent symbol, with Indus Valley traditions. The Gods of Northern Buddhism by Alice Gitty, cited for early Buddhist iconography and terminology, including Naga associations. Lee Nagras Diaz HB, reference for anthropological claims about Negroid populations in South and Southeast Asia. And Southeast Asia for my young students. Signs and Symbols of the Primordial Man by Albert Churchward, used to trace shared symbols, the serpent, the sun, to early African cultures. The Zulu Bone Oracle by one of my elders, Credo Matua, cited for oral histories connecting serpent wisdom and ancient lineages. And no disrespect, you see the European, the Albion, the Trilodike, his name was David Icke. David Icke interviewed Credo Matua, made millions off of him, why Credo Matua had to go in exile. That's why I'll be telling our brothers and sisters, don't get upset when we go to these platforms and they use us all up and give you pennies and get paid for your history. We need to be doing our own. Point blank. Global Moorish, pre-Columbian, and cross-cultural links. Ancient Egypt, Light of the World, Book of the Beginnings, Natural Genesis, by who? One of the elders, Gerald Massey, used to argue Egyptian, often described as Black. Prototypes underpin later religious narratives. Remember I told y'all about Godfrey Higgins, Anacalipis, Anacalpypsis. Y'all gotta write that down. When the Europeans be talking about that, or anybody else, or scholars, when you say Godfrey Higgins, and they be like, well, they're gonna be quiet, because it's frequently cited for claims of ancient Black deities across Asia and early iconography descriptions. Godfrey Higgins, I'm telling you, The Greatest Story Never Told by Lena Cantrell, cited for linking Sumer, Kemet, and the Americas, argues color, symbolism, and ancient migrations. Wonderful Ethiopians of the ancient Kushite Empire, by Drizella Dungy Houston, used to trace Kushite, Ethiopian expansions into Arabia and India. The Dravidians, African origins of civilization, myth or reality by our elder Sheikh Anta Diop, cited to support African influence beyond Africa, including Asia. Of course, Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James, used to argue Greek philosophy drew from Egyptian priesthood. God Wills the Negro by Theodore P. Ford, cited for narratives of ancient migrations and continuity into the Americas. America by John Ogilvy, used for early descriptions of the New World peoples linked to the Old World traditions. It's all here. Saga America, Saga BC by Barry Fell, cited for claims of pre-Columbian inscriptions and contacts. Here go one of my favorite books, Time Walker by Meredith Quinn. That's another one. That's another one I'm putting a big mark by. Used to connect Moorish, Mauritanian traditions with American indigenous lineages. See, all these books are older than me and you, our people, parents. Everyone know. If your dad a Freemason, your mama Freemason, I love them, they know. If your teacher or anybody you know, they say they're Mason, they know. They're just not going to tell you, because it's always the death of the Black Messiah. Always. That's what J. Edgar Hoover told everybody. It was always going to be the death of the Black Messiah. Always. Queen Mu and the Egyptian Sphinx, Augustus Lee Pongian, cited to link Maya navigation with Egypt, India, and Naga traditions. And the Naga traditions. Did y'all catch that?
It's long.
Absolutely.
I gave y'all all those references. All those references. No one can sit up here and oh, wait a minute. I don't even think wait a minute, y'all. I think I got, you know what? Hold on. Let me see something. My fault, y'all. My fault. I forgot. I ain't even go through them all, I don't think. Did I give y'all? Yeah, I gave y'all that. I gave y'all Creed Matul. Okay, I gave y'all that. Yeah, I gave y'all that. Did I give you? I gave y'all African origin of civilization. I gave y'all everything. Yep, I gave y'all everything, man. I gave y'all about 20 references. So no one can sit up here and say, oh, well, we don't know, and this and that and the other. Come on, man. It's all across the board. And then I showed y'all, it's another book. It's called The Father of Ancient America. I did this in book club yesterday by R.A. Jerizaboy. And it talks about Ramses III. And it argues significant ancient Egyptian influence on the development of civilization in Mexico and the United States, proposing that Ramses III led an expedition to the Americas. And when you start reading the story of Antoinette and Joseph, and when you start seeing their children and all this, and those names mean Egypt, and it's all this, you're gonna be like, it's all connected. There's no way no one can sit up here and act like I just discovered something that's new. It's nothing new under the sun. We've been lied to by our own brothers and sisters. We got to get that white man stuff out of our head. We've been lied to by our own preachers and our own teachers, just like what his name? What is called? Carter G. Woodson. What's his book? Come on, man. Come on, Malik. Somebody tell it to me.
Miseducation.
Miseducation of the Negro. Yes. We are miseducated by our preachers and our teachers. I don't blame a European or no one else, but that's how they train. But I'm in academia. They know. All this stuff is in the libraries. It's on us to teach it. It's for us to be reached. It's for us, for the young kids to hear it. It's for young kids like Malik to go around and for they can hear it. They can get excited and they can get a spark to learn their history, not to be no idiot, but to learn their history from scholarship and be a scholar. Because the 1, 2, 3s and the ABC is the same. You know, what we're talking about is our history, you know, your legacy, showing you who you are, that you're not no slave. And we ain't saying people didn't come from Africa as slaves, but everyone's not a slave. You have a family crest and a coat of arms. You have a biblical story and it aligns. This is what I've been trying to tell young men. It's nothing wrong with young men having swag and doing their thing, but you have to give a little time to know who you about. That's gonna make you better in life. That's gonna make you better if you say you playing sports and you get hurt. You're gonna know what's bigger than those sports. You're gonna know you got a big old brain. See, that's what this is about. That's what this is all about. You're gonna operate different. This is what I tell all the young kids when Black History comes. What you write about Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King, we some slaves on some boat. No, you ain't. That's lazy. That's lazy for any young brother. I challenge all these young men. Some young men got to step up and challenge it to be like, wait a minute, how do all this is written? When it's peer-reviewed scholarship, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, where's all this at? Right in the libraries, collecting dust. This is what I'm telling my brothers. I hope that brothers join us. I hope young men listen, ask any questions, because there's never such thing as a dumb question. And the thing I talk about is going and navigating in life. Your parents got you where you at. So now it's time for you to attach to something that can get you to another level. I tell everybody this always, this is about peace and understanding. You can't deny it. You can't say the Bible is some white man book. You can't say that, because it's not. It's not. And I know TikTok and the internet, I know that's easily for kids to get influenced. Most of that stuff, 99.9% on the stuff on the internet is fake. And so I try to ask young brothers as they go on in life and they go on in school and they feel that their skin is this or they feel their hair is this. Boy, your skin and your hair is beautiful. You made in the image and likeness of the Creator. Your black skin is a gift. It's melanin. You are sun-kissed, not sun-cursed. Pac said, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. This is what I want young brothers to have pride, and young sisters to have pride of themselves, of all the different texture of hair, or because your nose is this size and that size. That doesn't matter. And that's what's more important. It ain't about nobody else. It ain't about where nobody else came from. It's about where you come from. It's about where we are from. It ain't about nothing else. It ain't about being mad or where this man come from. Where do you come from? When you're doing some history or writing about history, anything, you should be writing about your history. You should be not there to be a nuisance, but be there to clear things up from peer-reviewed scholarly research, because that's what you're supposed to do as a young student when you connect it. I call this like Boy Scouts and Tiger Cubs. Young brothers got to grow up in this. We scout leaders per se to teach you how to go out in the world. So when you being challenged by these teachers and these professors, they're trying to tell you that some Willie Lynch is this or some roots that your parents heard about, you can say, well, mama, dad, I got research roots. Like, that ain't even real. Like Alex Haley plagiarized that from a European named Harold Colander. You can educate your mother now, not from being despiteful, from wisdom. They would be impressed. You ain't gonna hate on them. You'll be like, well, I'm not gonna do something that's proven not even real. Just like Willie Lynch, you can prove it ain't no such thing as no Willie Lynch letter. All this stuff that's been given to us, we can't repeat these habits, and it's on us. All my brothers here that know, it's on us to continue beating the nail with the hammer. That's our job. This is our job. If we know and we don't prepare these brothers and these youngsters out here, we are part of the problem. And I continue to say that. And I wish I had someone like myself when I was young, even though I had my dad. But what young man want to listen to his dad all the time? You want some men that you look up to, that's on a square, that you can be like, man, these brothers own it. Yeah, I play sports and yeah, I got swag and all this, but I'm going to the temple. We working out together and they teaching me who I am. They teaching me community. They teaching me how to garden. They teaching me about growth and net. They teaching me about finances at a young age. So when I go to school, I already know what gross and net is. I already know what micro and macro management is. Why? Because I go to class with Sheik. I already know about civics. I already know about anatomy. Why? Because I love myself. And if you love yourself, you are anatomy. You are a mathematical equation. When you do this, everything can be done. You can brace everything on your body and blow everybody out the frame. And this is what I try to tell my young brothers at young ages. Y'all are scholars. It don't matter if you come from a home and you single mom. That don't matter. That don't matter. Great, you're a single mom. Now it's brothers like Malik, it's brother like me, it's brother like Lamar, Alonzo, that we trying to connect these young brothers and these young sisters through avenues that they like. That's what this is about. And that's what I want to talk about. We got to reach the youth. We got to. Because, man, we halfway on the other end of life. I'm getting ready to be 49. I done lived 49 years. I got a lot of experience. I done lived a lot. I got a lot of experience to give to some young men. And I got 2 master's degrees. I can help any young man graduate from college if they struggling, especially in any type of academia endeavor. Sometimes we quit because we don't have allies. Sometimes we quit because we don't have no one to talk to. We shouldn't do that. It's too hard. It ain't that hard. If somebody achieved it, it ain't that hard. What the problem is, we haven't connected those people to see, what did you do to succeed? And take some of those bullets and say, damn, that's why I didn't succeed. Damn, that's why I didn't succeed, because I didn't have that avenue. Damn, when I thought I can do this, I just quit. I ain't had nobody to call. Bam, bam. That's why I failed. You got to know why. And once you know why, you understand, you can make things right. That's what this is about, brothers and sisters. This is a resurrection. And I just want to share that from the heart, man. You know, that was just on my heart. But brothers and sisters, it's nothing new under the sun. And when you get wisdom of yourself, it gives you peace. And you can talk about it, especially young men in school. You write about it. You illuminate it with love. You be like Malik, showing that young man how to work out. You got to take time to work out, work your brain, and all the rest of the things in life. It'll happen. That's how the magic happens. I promise you. But thank you, Malik, for having our guest. That young brother coming, man, and listening to us. I always be excited. I always be excited when young men come, can just listen and can just sit for a minute, because a lot of young men, well, forget that, young brother. A lot of grown men attention span ain't even 20, 30 minutes. You're going to find that out too. They'll watch Love and Hip Hop all day and basketball and try to tell you something. Go to school, young man, do this. And you'll be like, well, did you go to school? No. Well, I got to go to school. Look like your life okay. So this is what I'll be telling us as young men. We have to be the example and bring brothers in as allies to say, oh, you're trying to accomplish this. This is who you need to talk to. That's God. That's the helping hand. That's the aha moment when we have enough pride and understanding that God is in you to reach out and get the proper help for some people. Because I'm not gonna, if I say, oh, I know a person in Sacramento and that got a basketball team, I ain't the one. I need to hook them up with Malik if they go to that school. It ain't nothing I can do. I have enough God in me to understand Malik's abilities to turn them on to Malik. So that's Malik's expertise. So with that being said, man, once again, I love y'all, man. Thank y'all. If anybody want any of those books I broke down, I'm sharing with all my muftis. They'll have them. And everybody got my information. It's going across the stream. And my last thing, I want to thank these new students at GCU for getting all their books from me. I thank y'all once again. I thank you. You have no idea what y'all mean to me, man. And it is crazy. And I knew it was going to happen. I got a handful of students, just everything that I talk about, they buying. What he said you dropped down almost 30 books, Sheik. I want them all. He said some of them books are super expensive, like Godfrey Higgins. It's amazing. And I give them all to college students for like $5 and $10 a piece. And I give them taxes and receipts. Now, these are college students that go to GCU, Arizona State, University of California. I got one brother to go, he's getting ready to go to, what do you say? Birmingham Young University for religious studies. He like, man, your library is extensive. So I just try to extend my olive branch to all my brothers and sisters that's here on social media. Use me. Use me. Hit me up. You don't have to go to Amazon. Hit my muftis up. If you have something, if you're thinking about something, all my muftis going to do is hit me up. I'm going to give it to them, and they're going to get it to you. That's how it works. So anybody got any questions before we leave?
Sorry.
Anybody got any questions before we leave?
No, I just say gratitude, Sheik. Again, you know, being an example, a map and a guide. So basically, appreciate you. You know, I'm only able to bring him, you know, because I had a good map and guide. You know what I mean? So gratitude for that.
Man, gratitude for you, Malik. Like I tell everybody, this is ministry. When you can reach one, when you can throw that rod out, Malik, and hear a brother come willingly and work out and sit and listen. Man, I'm full. Like my day is full. And you already know, Malik, I'm a chump when it comes to young men, when it comes to this mentor stuff. You know, I give my all. Because that's what it's about. That's what it's about. We're supposed to cover young men like this when they reach out. Because this is a reach out. This is a reach out. And that's why I'm going back to my city of Flint, because young men been reaching out. They're like, we miss you. This, that, and the other. Had me tearing up. I'm like, dang. Schools reaching out with like, well, can you just be a mentor and come here? We'll give you this stipend. I'm like, absolutely. I'm like, wow. And so I know the importance of young men having it, seeing someone positive that did it all, that went through a lot of the stuff they went through. Most of the young men, I went through most of the stuff they went through. They'll probably be like, how he survived still, because the God and my people. You know, like I lost my brother. This is my cover, y'all. I love my brotherhood. My brother was murdered, young brother, when I was 29. So I'll testify before I leave. Man, I was messed up. I wouldn't talk about stuff, but I met my brothers and I gave myself to the creator within, nothing outside, and it helps me. You have to talk about it because pressure busts a pipe. And it's a testimony for other people because other people are struggling. And the only way we can help is be a testimony, be a living example. Because when we say, oh, we understand, you might not understand if you haven't went through it. But if we went through something and someone's struggling, we have to testify to them. We have to let them know, and we don't have to. We can have empathy. We don't have to sympathize all the time, but we can have empathy. But the heart and the testimony is what heals, and I know that to be true. So, no matter what we going through, when we put it on the altar, when we really, really forgive ourselves, because forgiveness is for you. It's not for nobody else. Forgiveness is for yourself. I have to say this as I close. Forgiveness is for yourself. If you have anything in your life as a young man that's on you, you need to get that off because you don't want no childhood trauma to affect you at adulthood when you're going into marriage and things and you blame this, oh, the reason why this is because there's no, get that off now. Connect with the right brothers like myself and others and get that off and talk in confidentiality and get all that off for you. That's what this is about, because you can't put new wine in old vessels. This is what I'm telling you. And children, you're blameless when things happen to you. It's not your fault when you were a child. I'm telling you what I know. I'm speaking to somebody. I just had to say what I had to say because the Spirit talked to me, man. And that's what this is about. Heal for yourself and move on. And you don't have to forget. You don't have to forgive nobody. You move on from it. You let it go. And with that, I say Islam. I say peace. I say I love y'all, man. And keep your heart pure with love. That's all I got.
Gratitude. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day. Through His holy prophet, Drew Ali, Amen, Ashay, Shalom Alakim, Ash'ar, Islamism. Peace, 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 peace.
We got our benediction.
Peace.
Anybody got our benediction? Have we closed? No? My internet acting crazy here, so I don't have it. It won't pop up. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what it pop up. If not, yeah, my internet is acting weird up in here for some strange reason.
Nope, I thought I had it. I don't have it either.
Oh, wait, bam. Here we go. Ah, got it. All right. Our benediction reads, may the benediction of Allah be upon thee and thine always, as we all should strive to be a credit to Allah. Make haste to bestow thy acts of love upon all our brothers, and we should do our best to shun all evil. Remember to take suckle of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that we all might nourish the souls of all men. Let the truth be thy shield in the manifest battles of falsehood. We should know that we don't need to pick the lock to gates of paradise by means of petty or criminal theft. For behold, the key to salvation already rests within our own hands. And yes, even though a portion of our nature is weakness, instability, and inconstancy, there is still the greater part of our nature that is divine. May Allah, may Buddha, may Yahweh, whatever name that you glorify, may it guide you. May it preserve you. May it lengthen your age. May it give you everlasting peace. El Rahman, El Rahim, Yahak, Yamuhamid, Ashe, Shalom Alaikum. Peace, 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 peace. Love y'all, man.
All right. Peace.
I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet to leave.